This little button that has the 3 dots here is going to let me choose layers. I can create a new layer if I want to have drawings that are on different times, or if I just want to not be adding to this layer. If I wanted to draw a background, let's say, I could come over here and hit New Paint Layer, and then I'm just going to draw a ground plane. And since this ground plane only has one frame, it's just going to hold that forever. So if I hit play, I can see that it persists. All right. And if we want to name things, I can double click on a layer. Let's just call this ball. And then I'll hit enter. And then I can come up and double click on this layer and clear it. And let's call this ground. And then if I want to move this layer beneath the ball, I can hit the down layer just to move it down here. If I decided that I wanted to combine these all together, I can merge that layer down, and I can also take the ground if I wanted and go up to here with the opacity and fade the opacity on it. So it works a lot like Photoshop's layers if you're used to that, and you've got a scroll bar if you get a whole bunch of layers so that you can go up and down. So let's go back to the ball bounce layer so I can see all my drawings for that layer. Notice on the ground layer, I can only see the one for the ground, but up here I can see all my drawings that I've done on that layer. And I'm going to let go of that 3 dot button. You have to hold it to be able to see it, and as soon as you let go, it disappears. And I'll hit play. All right, so I can pinch the whole scene in to make it a little bit smaller. I can rotate around it. Right? Now let's say I wanted to move just one of these drawings of the circle, but one of the easiest ways to do it is going to be to switch from transforming the stage, which is my entire scene, and I'm going to switch to frame transform mode. So with that, just using the grip, either of the grips, I can grab it and move that particular drawing. And as I frame through, let's find another frame. One thing I'm noticing is that the ball is really big here, and then when it lands, it's pretty small. So I could very easily go into each of these frames and make the ball bigger. It was pretty easy to make that change, so I could go through and adjust. That's one of the really flexible things about this is I basically just move over and I grab it and I put it where in space I want it to be. I can also go in here. Let's go back to stage mode so I'm not always moving that frame. Now I can zoom back in. I could come into this drawing here and grab my nudge tool. I use that a lot. And I could say, you know what, I don't like that that doesn't connect. Or I can go into this frame at any time and just modify it and correct the way that that looks.